Bác sống thọ chứ, 94 tuổi, thọ nhất đó. Trong we all we're good, okay. Well, good morning, Judy, and good morning, everyone online. If there's anybody watching online, I think Thanksgiving is coming, so a lot of people are busy preparing for Thanksgiving celebration with the family. So it's just me and Judy this morning. But the topic that I would like to talk about this morning is about facing anxiety. And I think I choose the subjects depending on what I come across in my daily practice. And over the past week, I have a very young patient, maybe in the early 30s, having a lot of health issues. But her main problem is excessive anxiety. Just it's disabling to the point that she doesn't want to go out of the house and she doesn't want to see anybody. But that anxiety is the big contributing factor to how she became sick. So, and I think for those people, doing the practice in the group is probably causing them anxiety. So it's not, but I'm hoping that she will watch me online this morning. So anxiety, we all have anxiety at one point or another in our life, but it can be categorized into physiological anxiety and pathological, right? So physiological anxiety is what everybody experiences. We get anxious when we don't meet our deadline for the project at work, or we feel anxious when we go somewhere and we are going to be late. That kind of thing is kind of physiological, it's automatic, and most of the time we know how to deal with it, and it will pass. That anxiety will pass. But for some people, the anxiety can be prolonged, right? It can be prolonged and it goes on and on and on all day long, and they don't know how to stop it. They really don't know how to get themselves out of that situation. And part of that is probably because of the imbalance in their hormones that doesn't allow them to cope with the anxiety when it comes. Part of that is that they don't know how, they don't have the skill to overcome anxiety when the anxiety becomes too much. So how do we use meditation to help someone with anxiety? I think anxiety comes when someone has fear. I think fear is part of the anxiety, don't you think, Judith? Yeah, fear is part of the anxiety process, and lots of people are fearful of the uncertainty of what it would be. So they worry what would happen if this this doesn't occur, what would happen of this. So they feel uncertain of the future, or they feel uncertain of whether or not what they want to do will be fruitful, for example. So I think with meditation, we can help those people to focus into the present moment and not to be worried about the future so much, because nobody can actually predict with certainty what the future is going to bring. So it's best to focus in the present moment. And when your body is, driven by this fight or flight reaction to things, and anxiety is part of that fight or flight reaction, the body is always anxious and worried and scared and fearful. That is the fight or flight reaction. And what happens to the body when that reaction is going on can lead to distress or disease. So both mentally and physically, right? So we know that when a person is feeling anxious, right in that moment, damage is going on to our body, both physically and mentally. And if you have a chronic ongoing anxiety state like that, eventually you'll see the damage through symptoms, and through the physical changes in your body. So it will lead to pain like fibromyalgia pain, or joint pain and so on, or stomach pain, or palpitation, or chest pain. People with anxiety, they can experience the chest pain like they have a heart attack, but they don't. So if we allow that state to carry on and on and on, and there is no intervention to that, eventually the body will give up, cannot fight it anymore, and then the body will get sick. So how do we use meditation to help that? I think meditation is a very healthy way, and we're talking about mindfulness meditation technique. It is a very, very healthy way of addressing anxiety and fear, because it doesn't have any side effects. I mean, we can use antidepressant and anti-anxiety for the short period of time, right? But long-term use of antidepressant and anti-anxiety will eventually kind of cause imbalance in your body, to some extent, and then you cannot get over that. You become dependent to the drugs. You may experience side effects from the drugs, and you become tolerant to the drug, so then the drug doesn't work anymore, and then you switch to another medication, and it would work for some time, and then you develop tolerance and dependence, and then it doesn't work. So the cycle keeps going on and on and on, and actually every time the drug stop working, the people will feel much worse, right? Because they don't have the mechanism to stop the rebound effect of not having the drugs on board. And so mindfulness meditation is very, very healthy. There is no side effects, and there is no withdrawal, nothing, but it gives the person a great tool that they can that he or she can carry with him or her everywhere. And if a situation that normally would bring anxiety happens, the person knows how to use that skill in that moment to combat that. So how do we use meditation to help with anxiety? I think in meditation we teach people to come back to the present moment. So first, come back to the present moment, and then we teach people how to recognize, be in the present moment and be aware and recognize that, yes, anxiety is going on. So first recognize it. And then instead of being judgmental towards that anxiety state. So some people will say, I'm so anxious, I've got to do, how I'm going to do this. So they get more and more hyped up. So instead of doing that, they just see, look straight into the situation and recognize that, okay, I do have anxiety. I recognize that. And now what do I do with that anxiety? So we start to change our mindset. So normally we don't want to have that, right? So we get frustrated with having that sensation and we don't know what to do with it. But if you use meditation, once you recognize that you have anxiety, you can use the concept of compassion and gratitude towards the anxiety, right? Yeah. So you recognize, oh, I know anxiety is a natural reaction that gives me warning that something is not right. Okay. So I feel something is not right, and therefore I have to do something to correct it, or I have to do something to change it, or I have to do something to avoid the bad situation that is about to come, right? So anxiety, like, let's give an example. Rain comes, right? And you have on your deck, you have cushions putting out there, and you get all anxious. I said, oh my God, my cushions are going to get all wet. And they're going to get all moldy because they are wet. And first you start to have that anxious feeling, and you're not there because you are at the shop and you forgot to. So instead of getting anxious, that anxiety is a warning signal that make you be aware that you have to take action. Okay, so then you have to think, what I'm going to do now? I'm not at home. How I'm going to get those cushions inside? So then you have to take another step. What can I do? I'm going to call my son, or I'm going to call my friend, or I'm going to call my neighbor, or I'm going to call my husband to ask them to help me bring those cushions inside, right? So anxiety is the trigger for the following thoughts and action, if you know how to follow that thought process. But some people, they get the anxiety feeling right now, and then they don't take the appropriate step, and they get more and more anxious, and they get more and more worried, and they are not focused enough to make the right decision, to follow the right thinking. So at first we have to use compassion towards anxiety, knowing that anxiety is not all bad. It can be good for us if we know how to use that. So that's the first step. So recognize that anxiety is present and be friend with it. Don't be angry with it. Be friend with it, and then start to send gratitude towards anxiety. Okay, I know you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. I know you are here to warn me something is not right, and I am going to take time and step to come up with a solution to make it right, whatever, or to avoid that. So that is how we want to do the meditation. So when I think if you have time, especially for the people who have encountered anxiety very frequently, I don't know if Judy has anxiety every day or not, but physiological anxiety may happen every day. Yeah, every day. But for people who know how to deal with it, it comes and goes, it comes and goes, it comes and goes. So it may just last a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes max. But some people who have pathological anxiety, it can be on and on and on and on. And it may not be easy for these people to have this process of recognizing anxiety, dealing with anxiety with compassion and gratitude. They need to be in a group or just one-on-one teaching and get help. But we can use meditation to help those people one-on-one. They may not like this group setting at all. They may get even more anxious in the group setting. So I feel like, if a person has pathological anxiety, the use of medicine should be limited to a very short time. And in that short time, with the use of medication, that person needs to have at least one-on-one teaching using some medical tools. And meditation is a medical tool, right? But mindfulness meditation, using deep breathing, we use both the breathing and the mind to calm down that anxiety, right? With the mind, we think about compassion and gratitude. With the breath, we use the physiology of the body to calm down that reaction. So anxiety is a heightened state of fight or flight reaction, sympathetic nervous system. And when we do the deep breathing, deep breath in like this, and hold it, we activate the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve opposes the sympathetic nervous system. It will calm it down. So in mindfulness meditation, we use both the mind and the breath to help the body to get into a peaceful state. So eventually, with practice, the person will have peace in the present moment, using both the breath and the mind. So we talked about impermanence too. So the concept of impermanence also helps somebody with anxiety. So when you know that it's not going to be lasting for long, you feel less fearful, you feel less worried, less anxious. Because some people with pathological anxiety, they feel like they can't get out of this situation. It's forever. It's pending doom, that kind of thing. But if they bring that concept of impermanence into the practice, they can calm themselves down by thinking, this is not going to last. I'm going to stick with it, but I know it's going to go away eventually. And I'm patient. I will wait for it to go away, and I'm not fearful. I'm not fearful because I know it's going to stop, right? I know it's going to end. So using the concept of compassion, gratitude, and impermanence will help somebody with pathological anxiety. Now, over the past year, we also talked about self-care too. So we bring that concept in. So meditation, mindfulness involves a lot of skills, or a lot of thinking process. And we practice. It has to be with practice, because one session is not going to be effective. It has to be ongoing, 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 and it requires patience and encouragement. So if we want to help someone with pathological anxiety, we have to be patient ourselves. We have to have the compassion ourselves. We have to have, you know, the diligence. So to be guiding that person with time, because it's going to take time. So with that, I'm going to guide a practice today, and let's try it for half an hour. Because like in the clinical trial, the patients got to do this mindfulness meditation for half an hour to see, inflammation going down and other markers in the blood going down. So it's 11:32 now, 33, oh no, 10:33, the clock changes. So we will do it until, let's just past 11, okay? So just make yourself comfortable, and you can be laying down if you're at home, if you don't like to sit up cross-legged like me, or you can sit up on the chair, or you can walk around your house, or you can stand at the kitchen sink. Whatever the position, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you feel relaxed and comfortable. Okay. And then I invite you to start taking some deep breaths in and out. Slow and deep, okay? Deep breath in. And when you fully expand your chest, you hold between 2 and 4 counts, and then you breathe out very slowly, very slowly. So the out breath needs to be longer than the in breath. Now this technique is the technique of breathing where you activate the vagus nerve. Deep, slow breath in. And hold. And slowly breathing out. So if you breathe in for 4 counts, and you hold for 2 to 4 counts, you want to breathe out for 6 to 8 counts. Deep breathing in. You follow the air entering your nose, up to the nostril, to the sinuses, and down to the lungs. Be aware of your breath in the present moment. Focus your mind on your breath. Feel your chest rising and collapsing. Feel your abdominal muscle rising and collapsing. Bring the awareness back into your body. Deep, slow breaths in hold, and slowly breathing out. Bring the awareness to how your body feels. Are your face muscles relaxed? Are your shoulders tensed up or relaxed? Are your leg muscles relaxed? How are your eyes? Deep, slow breath in and hold. Slowly breathing out. And breathe all the way out until you no longer can exhale any breath, any air. And keep repeating that cycle. As you take deep breaths in and out, now try to bring the awareness to your mind. What are you thinking now? Are you having any anxious thoughts at the present moment? Are you having any happy thoughts? Are you having any sad thoughts? Are you having any worrying thoughts? What are your thoughts in the present moment? And just see your thoughts for what they are without being judgmental. Recognize that they are your thoughts. Keep breathing in and out, deep and slow, as thoughts for what they are. Deep breathing in, hold, and slowly breathing out, and hold, and repeat. Now that you are practicing recognizing your thoughts as they come and go, and recognize what your thoughts are about, start trying to send some compassion towards your thoughts. If you have any fearful thoughts, tell your thoughts that you know they're here, but it's not going to be permanent. Things will be all right. We often say, I fear this, or I am afraid that. We can tell ourselves there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to be afraid of. Because what we think we are afraid of or fearful of, they are in the future. And we don't even know that they will happen. There's nothing there yet. It's all empty. There's nothing to fear and nothing to be afraid of. Just be in the present moment and enjoy our breaths. And enjoy this air that flows in and out of our nose and nostrils. Enjoy this energy that flows throughout our body. And be thankful for this moment in time that is filled with life. And tell yourself that I am here. I am in the present moment. I feel comfortable with my own thoughts. I am grateful for my thoughts. As my thoughts help me to make the right action and right decision when I'm fully aware of my thoughts. When I'm not fully aware of my thoughts, negative thoughts can lead to negative actions. But when we are aware of our thoughts and recognize negative thoughts, we can replace that with positive thoughts that results in positive right action. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2 to 4, and breathing out for 6 to 7. And hold for 2 to 4, and repeat the cycle. So for the next 10 minutes, I would like you to practice on your own. We have about 2 or 3 minutes left of this 10 minutes of practice on your own. Continue to combine the breath work and the mind work. When you hear the bell ring, return to the room and you can start moving your arms and legs, and if you have numbness or tingling on your legs, you can stretch your legs out, okay? That was half an hour. For 30 minutes? Yeah, so you when I said to my patients, you've got to do it for half an hour, just like in the clinical trial, it seems daunting, half an hour. But I think with practice and with guided meditation, it seems easier. So now we can stretch out. I don't know if you have numbness or tingling in your feet or not, but I do. So we've been sitting on our nerves too long. The legs get numb. So let's do a few yoga stretches. And let's do some sun salutation today. So we'll stand up and get our legs all comfortable like this. And then take a deep breath in, arms up. And then breathe out, bend down and try and touch your toes or even the ground. And deep breath in, go up. And then you can do this too. So deep breath in and out. And down and touch your toes. And you can do this too. Take deep in, straighten your back out like that. And breathe out, go back down. And then deep breath in, go all the way back up. And hands to your chest. Do a few more, couple more like this. Okay, deep breath in. Breathe out, bend down. Just do what you feel comfortable. You don't have to touch the floor. Deep breath in, straighten your back out and out, and go back down and deep breath in, all the way back up, and out, down to arms to your chest. One more time, deep breath in, and out, all the way to the ground, and deep breath in, straight up, straighten your back, and then out, and deep breath in, and out. Okay, and let's do some twisting of the back because we've been sitting too long. So let's do this. Deep breath in, up, breathe out, turn and twist with your arms out like that. Okay, and then deep breath in, arms back up, and then out, twist to the other side. And do deep breath in, and out, twist to the right, deep breath in, to the front, and out, to the left. Deep breath in, to the front, and deep breath out, to the side. One more time for each. Okay. Deep breath in, and breathe in, out, and deep breath in, and breathe in, out, and deep breath in, back to the front. Okay, how's that? So good? Yeah. So let's stretch our shoulders. So you can put one arm over to the side and the other arm, the hand support, and stretch the shoulder like this, and hold, and then do it like this, and hold, and then repeat. Switch arm and stretch the shoulders out, and then switch arm and stretch. And one more time for each arm. Stretch and stretch. Okay, right? So you can do this as well. So yeah, just thinking. Okay, so we just have a few minutes left. Maybe we can do a few rounds of walking meditation. Okay, so maybe we'll use the bell. Oh, so with each bell we step up with our legs. Okay, and then breathing in, step up, breathing out, step up, breathing in, step up, breathing out, step up, breathing in, step up, breathing out, step up. Okay, now you can train your ears to listen to the bell. Don't forget to bring awareness to your thoughts. How are your thoughts now compared to half an hour ago? Are you still anxious? more happy if you were happy? Are you still worried? Are you fully present? will do one more circle, and then we will return to our seat. So that concludes our walking meditation. So it's just me and Judy today. So ask Judy to share the experience, and then how's it?
You very good today.
Yeah.
I think this is the longest time that I could sit without feeling really wiggle, moving my legs.
That's good.
And very good, yeah. And then just like, to me, I don't have anxiety right now, but it's remind me to know in the future kind of like what to kind of remind me basically, like to when to cope, do what to cope with anxiety when it's come or stress when it's come. I love to be here and practice more because I can see the improvement in my thought, my thinking, and common, and get prolonged more and more when I do more practice. That's how.
And I think everybody have to practice. I think like we need to do more longer session, because as you get better and better and better, once you settle into that state of complete mindfulness and stillness, you want to stay in that state for as long as you can. And if you only do it like 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes it can take you a good 5 minutes to get into that stillness state. And then if you only allow yourself 10 minutes, you're not going to be in that long, and then you have to end. So it's nice to be in that moments where there is complete stillness and you see things for just the way they are. Yeah. No judgmental. Yeah. And then you don't worry.
That time the key for me that I remember. One time you teach about, okay, you have to love yourself. When loving yourself, like you be like, okay, this is my moment. This is loving myself time only once the long time for a week for me. Like daily, I may do here and there a few minutes, but Saturday is more okay. My time for myself. In the morning, I do walking at home like Saturday kind of thing. Do a little on the treadmill walking 30 minutes, and then come here like this for my mind, for my body. Oxygen, like I remember, like you said, let's bring oxygen, love yourself, give this energy to your inside your organ, appreciate your body, that helping you to function, and then now you pay back to your body the right, energy or the enough oxygen to nourish your body, your cells, the whole thing. So this is the time, because daily you worry for other things and then take care of other people, then this is time to take care of yourself. So I remember that that's the only kind of like tool that keep me when I'm focusing. Like this is my time for myself, focus on that point and practicing more in depth and full and longer.
And not everybody utilize the time effectively. Most of us who have jobs and chores to do all the time, you do it almost like in the survival mode. You have to get it done. You have to get it done, and then we every job we do something for others, right? Customer service, whatever job you do, you serve others, and then you use your energy. Yeah, you forget
this
yourself.
Is time for myself here, so that I really use that to remember that what I should do.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, like with the walk-in meditation, after a while, I'm not thinking about anything. I really just enjoy the environment, just seeing things just like this. Yeah, not thinking much about anything.
Everything on the side, and this is your time.
Yeah, it's very healing. Well, thank you for coming and join me today, and I hope everyone who are watching us online also enjoy the session, and please practice, put out the time to practice, keep practicing. You will see the changes coming into your life, and it will be great changes. It will change your life, this practice. So be friends with your thoughts. Yeah, love yourself, love your thoughts, even anxiety thoughts, love those thoughts for warning you of the danger ahead, so you can change your, yeah, you can deal with it. But also recognize that if you cannot deal with it yourself, get help, right? Get get help, get support. Don't I think isolation is quite dangerous. Lots of people, they get into this heightened state of anxiety and they don't want to go out there and talk to people, and they get into this loneliness state, and that loneliness state add back into the sickness. So um, know how and when to ask for help is important. But relatives, loved one, friends who I believe that every one of us has somewhere who would care for us. One or two or more, I don't know, but there should be someone out there. But if you isolate yourself, you won't meet that person. So get the encouragement to be out there, so you can meet someone who can help you too. So anyway, I wish everybody a lovely weekend. It's beautiful outside. Next weekend is Thanksgiving, so we will not do a live streaming session next weekend, but we will see everyone again in 2 weeks. So, yeah, thank you for joining us, and